Hello everyone and welcome to another collection showcase. So today I'm going to take you over my Imperial collection. It is just these four, reason being is because I just wanted one of each. So I'll take you over each one individually. So let's start off with the Special Weapons Dalek. Now this is obviously Special Weapons Dalek, rotates, but this is the sound effects version. And as some of you may be aware, there is a trick you can do where you turn it off and then you hold down the button and then turn it on and you will hear a beep. And it means that you don't just get the cannon sound, you also get... You also get a voice, and obviously you still get the cannon noise as well. Yeah, it's an interesting feature, seeing as it never actually speaks in the Remembrance of the Daleks episode. But it's still an interesting addition to the sound effects version, and I much prefer having the sound effects version for this reason over the standard version, which I believe came with the original Remembrance of the Daleks set. So moving on, we have next the standard Imperial. I believe this is from the Remembrance of the Daleks set. I could be wrong. I bought this spare myself, so I didn't actually get it as part of the set. It's again an interesting design, not just because of the difference in colour scheme, but it's also because it's got the wider slats that they were seen to have in the later episodes, and it's just it's interesting that it makes something for a bit different for each of the different Dalek styles, and I think it certainly adds to the look of the Imperials. But moving on again, we have the destroyed Imperial Dalek. Now this came with Davros, who I'll get onto in a minute. I managed to get this set on eBay. It was in its box, or it was unboxed. It had been used for display, so it's not in perfect condition, but as these are very highly sought after now, I was quite pleased to get it for the price I did. Obviously inside you have your Dalek as well with movable arm. It's certainly a very interesting Dalek, and it's also very interesting. This is something that I wouldn't mind doing for a new series custom if I ever get another spare bronze, preferably the newer sculpt, but unfortunately I don't have any of those to hand. I do have one of the older sculpts, so I may try it with that. Is to do something like this with a Mutant Reveal Dalek, just because I think it would be an interesting custom to have a go with. But moving on, we finally have here Davros. Now this obviously you'll have seen in some of my videos before because I have used it several times, and it is a base for all of my Emperors that I have made over the years. The one thing that I find quite interesting about this is if you remove the base, this is actually surprisingly all one piece. It's not separate. It's a very interesting intact model. I've only taken the base off it once just out of interest, but it does present for a very interesting model. And obviously the other thing as well is the fact that a lot of people assume this is black. It's not. It is actually clear, and I believe I did have a look for some proof of this before I started recording, and I couldn't find any, but I seem to remember dimly there were some plans floating about on the internet that allegedly were official Underground Toys plans that showed it was originally supposed to have a light inside. Davros was originally supposed to have, it is Davros himself, he was originally supposed to have a light somewhere here that then illuminated through the closed bit, or possibly even the light in his head was supposed to illuminate. There was also, allegedly, this is one I haven't seen, but there is allegedly was going to be a talking version of this, but obviously that's not happened. However, I know this is something that is highly sought after by fans still, so I think if they ever did do a re-release of this with the Destroyed Imperial, it would certainly be interesting to see Davros with sound effects and maybe even lights. I think it would be a great boost to the Collector's series if they started re-releasing classic ones like this, such as the Davros Emperor, or maybe even the Fourth Doctor TARDIS. I think it would be very good. But I shall close up Davros now and bring everyone else back in. I appreciate that this is a bit of a strange video to some, maybe because it's a bit of an odd thing to do in a collection showcase. But as I've said before, my collection showcase is meant to be just basically taking you through my collections bit by bit. As always, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, favourite, subscribe, share. It really helps me out a lot. I salute you all, and I see you with another video very soon.